Alright, I'm recording this one on Friday the 10th of October. I don't know when this is going to get uploaded. It might just be kept in the back pocket for some time, because I am trying to keep maintaining some Turtle Pack material for those people who prefer to just play the free stuff only. And this one is a classic combo. I say classic combo, there was a time when this was a pretty rare combo, and I'll explain why in a second, but what we're going to play today is level 3 Skunk with Dolphin. So, Skunk has remained largely unchanged since the beginning. I think there have been some occasions on the test server where it was maybe trialed having a different version of Skunk. There was definitely one where Skunk was on tier 3, which was kind of insane. But I think there have also been some versions where Skunk didn't reduce pets down to 1 HP at level 3, which I think most people would probably agree is pretty unfair. Or maybe not. You can let me know in the comments if you think Skunk is perfectly balanced. But in the old version of Zap, way back at the beginning when I started playing, Dolphin had a significantly different ability. So Dolphin was a tier 4, and it would snipe for 5 damage at level 1. It would still target the lowest health, and then 10 damage at level 2 and 15 damage at level 3. Now, I much preferred that version of Dolphin because I think it felt fairer. Maybe it wasn't good enough to be tier 4. But the fact that it was a single snipe meant that you could protect units from it. Then eventually Dolphin was moved down to tier 3, and it was changed so that it did lower damage overall. So I think it's 4 damage it does at the moment. At one stage it might have been 3, but I think it is 4 at the moment. And but instead of the damage going up with levels, the number of snipes goes up. So I think unfortunately here we're going to lose because the blowfish kills the skunk, yep. So what that means is if you have level 3 skunk, you can guarantee remove their biggest unit if you have level 2 dolphin. Now in customs you do have more options to defend against this, but if you're just playing statics, turtle versus turtle, I'm not sure. I think I had play against all packs on here. I'm not sure. I guess we'll find out if we can spot any teams from other packs. But most teams are not going to be prepared to have their biggest unit instantly removed. And I guess really in that sense the only counter would be playing a summon squad. At least you'd think that, but yeah, okay, we are definitely playing against all packs. Of course we are. I never play same pack only. So yeah, like I was saying, most teams are just not going to be able to tolerate having their biggest and usually best unit completely deleted at the start of battle. Which does kind of make this quite a satisfying team to play, but it's extremely frustrating when you get matched up against it. And we're 1 chocolate away from getting the level 3 skunk. And yeah, so there are some perks in the other packs that can defend against this if you have level 2 dolphin. But I think once you get to level 3, there's nothing. There's absolutely no way you can save any unit. I guess it could come back from a mushroom, but it's only going to be a 1-1 stat line. So now we get the level 2 cow. And of course, yeah, like I mentioned, okay, here we go. Here's a perfect example of this team having coconut and their unit still dies. Of course, in this situation, we're basically simulating having a level 3 dolphin by having the separate dolphins. And that's what you had to do in the old version. So you could have a level 3 skunk, but then you would have to take multiple dolphins to guarantee that they knocked out the opposing pet through melon. Because at 15 max damage, the melon's going to block 20. So it wasn't guaranteed. And what you would have seen in a lot of old videos is people taking multiple snipers, so mosquito as well, in the hope that the mosquito would remove the melon first before the dolphin got to snipe. So since we get another skunk and we're kind of cruising to an early victory here, I decided to try and set this up where we have 2 level 3 skunks. And I think here I'm going to sell the cow. Okay, I thought I was going to sell the swan there in order to buy the cat. Okay, looks like we are going to take the cat. Probably should have done that in a different order, but never mind. I guess I don't want to sell the swan because we don't have very long left before we're going to be able to, in order to get the second skunk to level 3. So I do want the extra gold next turn. Luckily we do get chocolate. I'm just going to forego the melon until we can find the chocolates and skunks necessary. Yep. And if we have 2 level 3 skunks, there's a pretty good chance that a single level 3 dolphin is going to kill 2 units at start of battle. Now this team, we did snipe their tuna, so they actually ended up scaling up the other pets and getting a draw. So it's not completely foolproof, but I think against the vast majority of arena opponents, this is one of the most obnoxious teams you can run in Turtle Pack. Outside of, I mean, obviously Elephant Blowfish is the number one, but yeah, see, so this team has Pepper, and they still just instantly lose their jellyfish. The real Velociraptor goes after the dolphin is already sniped. So that's 9, and I think at this point, because I really want to get the double level 3 skunk, I'm just going to sell the cat and the swan. And then probably take another dolphin if we can find the last chocolate, and luckily we get it on the next roll. So we get this nice, aesthetically pleasing team. And I think I'm just going to buy the melon here instead of taking anything else. Okay, we don't take melon. I guess maybe I felt bad for my opponents here, because this is super unfair. And turn 15, we face a summoned team, and you think, oh right, that means we're going to lose. And the stat reduction doesn't matter too much, but we completely ruin their team, because of course they still have 2 important units with the largest health, and the double skunk, double dolphin gets a virtual walkover.